So today we continue with Trump-Russia timeline by Craig Unger, and today we have next installment, which is 1986, Master Negotiator, Man of Peace. Trump prepares for Moscow by Craig Unger. So, and here you see the Trump, the Donald Trump. I think it is. I think it's a photo from some magazine. Okay, throughout most of the 80s, New Yorkers knew Trump as a brushed, young, newer-ish, outer-borough guy with Vegas sensibilities who was taking Manhattan by storm, whether Manhattanites liked it or not. But as I previously reported in 1985-1986, the KGB sets its trap. The Soviets had set their eyes on Trump, and at roughly the same time he began to reinvent himself. Suddenly he became Donald Trump, the foreign policy maven, because his uncle John Trump had been a nuclear scientist at MIT. He became Donald Trump, the nuclear arms expert. After all, he has mastered the art of the deal, and now he was going to apply his extraordinary expertise to negotiating world peace. I wrote in American Compromise that Trump gave an interview to journalist Ron Rosenbaum on Manhattan Inc. magazine, in which he asserted that nothing matters as much to me now as nuclear proliferation. An extraordinarily unlikely passion for a man who personified conspicuous consumption. As if to underline the point, Trump posed for a cover shot holding a dove as a great man of peace. So photographer William Coupon went to work with an eye towards capturing the image of an avian symbol of peace perched atop the impeccably sculptured tonsorial edifice that was otherwise known as Donald Trump's hair, which was all well and good until the dove decided to unburden itself on Donald Trump's germophobic hands. Okay. Trump made a similar pitch to Washington Post. Some people have an ability to negotiate, he told the paper. It's an art you basically born with. You either have it or you don't. Lack of confidence was not his problem. It would take an hour and a half to learn everything there is to learn about missiles, he said. I think I know most of it anyway. Which did not mean Trump was about seeking out expertise. A few months later, according to the Hollywood Reporter, he insisted on meeting Bernard Loan, a Boston cardiologist best known for inventing the defibrillator and sharing the Nobel Peace Prize with Yevgeny Chazov, the personal physician for Mikhail Gorbachev. Chazov was very famous, in Soviet Union in 80s. After accepting their Nobel medals in Oslo, Dr. Loan and Chazov went to Moscow and spent time with Gorbachev, the new Soviet leader. So here is Gorbachev with Loan. And I think this is Chazov. Not long after he returned to the United States, Loan got a message from Trump via Trump's Wall Street broker. At the time, Loan had never ever even heard of him, but secretly hoped Trump might contribute to his research foundation. They met in Trump's offices on the 26th floor of Trump Tower. I arrived totally ignorant about his motives, Loan told me. We sat down for lunch and Trump was very grim looking, very serious. As I wrote in House of Trump, House of Putin, tell me everything you know about Gorbachev, Trump said. After 20 minutes or so, recounting his experience with the Soviet leader, however, Loan became painfully aware that Trump wasn't listening. I realized he had a short attention span, Loan said. I thought there was another agenda, perhaps, but I didn't know what that was, Loan cut to the chase. Why do you want to know? He asked Trump. At that, Trump revealed his grand plan. If I know about Gorbachev, I can ask my good friend Ronnie to make me a plenipotentiary ambassador for the United States with Gorbachev. Ronnie? Lon asked. Ronald Reagan, Trump explained. With that, Lon told me Trump clapped his hands together and went on to say how within 1 hour of meeting Gorbachev, he would end the Cold War. The arrogance of the man and his ignorance about the complexities of one of the complicating issues confronting mankind. The idea that he could solve it in 1 hour. Next stop, Moscow. So this was this article, rather short, I think, but rather telling about. Do you remember his what he said about that he is going to end Ukrainian conflict? The war, the aggression of Russia against Ukraine within 24 hours, even before he took office. This man is, and you see that he was like this at that time as well. 1.5 hours with Gorbachev and everything will be solved. Or I just call my friend Putin and everything will be solved. This guy is delusional, and ignorant, and he is just, unfortunately, President of the United States. Unfortunately, people of the United States burdened the world with this guy as the president. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and until next time.